What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It is 2021. Hopefully everybody had a good New Year's, and hopefully this year will be better than 2020. Fingers crossed. Now this year we are starting it off right with an uncorking of a brand new bottle I just bought over the holidays. Here we go. It is Maker's Mark 101, not to be confused with Wild Turkey 101. Now Wild Turkey 101 is pretty much the 101 that you might think of when you think of that proof. They're pretty much the only ones that put 101 on their label, and that's kind of what they're known for. But Maker's Mark came out this year, limited edition bottle, Maker's 101. So we are going to uncork this, see what the bottle looks like, give it a taste, smell, and see what's going on. There we are. Nice fancy 101 bottle here. I gotta say, it's a nice change from their normal Maker's bottle. It looks a lot more clean, a lot fancier, and I'm really excited to break open this bottle. I'm gonna start this out by saying I am impressed with the look of this bottle. It's very clean, it's very sleek, and 101 proof is a really nice proof. It's not too low and weak, and it's not too hot if you're not into like full proofs. But as soon as I took the wax seal off of this bottle, I already saw one flaw. This is a limited edition bottle. And look at what they did. They put a screw cap on a limited edition Maker's Mark bottle. Come on. That's just a shame. So already knocked it down a couple points. Let's pour it though, and hopefully the taste and the smell of it will outweigh the fact that they put a cap on a bottle that should have been corked. Also trying out my new Glencairns that I finally got over Christmas. Special thanks to my girlfriend for these glasses. They are very nice. Alright, so let's smell it and see what's going on here. Get a lot of caramel. Get like a subtle, very, very subtle floral note. Some nice like molasses and a little bit of wood barrel char on that back. Chocolate. And definitely get a little bit of dark chocolate on the end of the nose. But there's also this really shiny metallic sugar note to it, almost like a cotton candy type note, like a very like sweet sugar note. There's also some fruit in there. I want to say the fruit is a little bit of apple, maybe. Or might be a little bit of pear. No, you know what it is? There's some strawberry in here. There's some strawberry, like a strawberry strudel or a strawberry tart, something like that. Something like almost like strawberries and cream, or like a strawberry ice cream. It's pretty ethanol-y on the nose. It's probably because it's a brand new bottle. It's a neck pour. It's going to have a little bit more of that ethanol on the nose. It's going to make it a little more difficult to get past that and get to the smell. Once you work it a little bit though, spin it in your glass a few times, get some of that ethanol out, you get a lot of that nice, deep, rich caramel. More of that floral note comes out as well. All right, let's taste it. It's got some more of that floralness to it on the palate. It's pretty spiky up front. You get a lot of that ethanol. You get a lot of that shiny metallic sugar. Once it sits in your mouth, rests for a little bit, you start to pick up those dark chocolates, caramel, all those really, really nice flavors. It's also this like very funky note in the middle of the smell as well. It starts with that floral, gets a little funky, and then ends with a nice caramel. There's also a funky funky bitterness on the palate. Can't really put my finger on it of what it is. I have to say it's okay for a limited edition bottle. A little disappointed actually. You know, for a limited edition 101 proof, it's it's got some very strong bitterness to it. It takes a little bit to get past that to get to the caramel, the dark chocolate. The floral note up front is very okay. I'm fine with that. It's that strong funky bitterness I find right in the middle that I don't know what it is. It could be barrel tannin. It's giving my mouth a little bit of dryness, which is usually caused by barrel tannin. Um, but overly not super impressed. You know, I've had Maker's 46, very nice, very smooth, very easy to drink, lots of flavor. That's perfect. I don't really go for the standard Makers. Standard Makers, kind of a budget bourbon, not really what I'm into. Maker's 46 though, still kind of in a budget, and it's very, very nice. My favorite so far from the Makers line has been the Makers Cast Strength. And that last Christmas, it was fantastic. It was everything you wanted from a Makers product. It was full flavored, full proofed. It was fantastic. So that one by far has been my favorite from the Makers line. And I was really expecting a lot from this one. I really was. But there's just that off-putting funkiness right in the middle of the palate. The nose is okay. I'm fine with the nose. It's just the palate. And it's a little upsetting because I do tend to like Makers products because they're wheated bourbons. They're wheaters. And I like wheated bourbons. To me, they have a lot of flavor. They have a nice graininess to them. And they're something that I've kind of helped me fall in love with bourbon. So for this to not be one of my favorites like I was expecting it to be, I had really high hopes. And I built up all this expectation of what I wanted this bottle to be, and it's kind of a letdown, especially for a limited edition. Now looking at the bottle, I see why it is the way it is. Now right on the bottle it says our signature family recipe bottled at a higher proof. That budget Makers I was talking about earlier, that's still this. It's just hotter. So, little disappointing. I get it's a limited release because they're just not making a lot of it, but to put something out that's still your budget bourbon just at a higher proof, it doesn't do much for me. This is definitely a bottle I'd probably put out as something fancy when guests are over and want to try something. Um, Personally, not one of the bottles I'll probably end up reaching for. I'd probably end up reaching for Eagle Rare or Old Forester 1920, something else over this one. And I'm definitely going to be picking Maker's Cast Strength over the 101 any day. I'll pay however much more, 10, 20 bucks more to have the Cast Strength than the limited edition. But if you want to try something else that's limited edition, I would definitely be on the lookout for, Maker's 46 Cast Strength, or they have Maker's special selection that they do, where they do experimental stuff with the Makers, and those ones are very interesting and very nice. This one, it's okay if you like the regular Maker's Mark and you want to go up in a little bit of proof but still have that same exact profile. This is for you. And this bottle right here cost me about, I want to say $40 or so, around that area. But if you like a 101 proof, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to choose Wild Turkey 101 over this Maker's. The Wild Turkey has more cherry notes to it, more deep fruits, more of that cinnamon spice to it. And it's only around like $25. It's not that expensive. Now, it's not going to be a wheater. It's going to be a little different. But I believe you're going to get more flavor out of it than you are the Maker's 101. Well, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please go on, like, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions of things that you want me to cover on this channel, any bottle that you want to see, any review you want to see. It doesn't have to be whiskey. It could be rum, tequila, vodka, wine, beer, you name it. I will do it on this channel. You guys all have a good day. I will see you next time on this channel. Peace.